Throughout history, religion has been used to control the masses. How is it any different today?
Well, when I just look at that question now, first of all, was it James you said
Yep.
that? Yeah. It's an encompassing, all-encompassing statement, religion throughout history. Well, I don't know, James, if you're a student of all of history, if it's always was like that, but let's overlook that right now, because that would be a topic to be addressed in years of study. Sometimes religion maybe has been used to control people, and even today is used for that reason. Religion comes from the Latin word religere, which means to bind up. And there are two kinds of religion, I suggest. One is something very positive when people are bound up into a love relationship with God. Another one, the negative kind, is when people are religere, religiously bound up into rules and traditions that really just enforce a sense of separation between God and people. You can say all religions talk about how there's this great separation, that God is out there somewhere, we don't know how far, but we try to reach God, while the gospel is that God has come to us in the person of Jesus Christ. God is Emmanuel, God with us. And so in that sense, the gospel is the end of religion, of the negative kind. It's the end of it, because religion is the idea that we must make a displeased deity pleased by our actions. But the gospel is that God is already pleased because of what Jesus Christ has done for the whole world. So I'm with you, James. A lot of people can be controlled by negative religion, but the gospel sets us free.
Wow, that's beautiful. And so the next question comes from Anna, and Anna wants to know, do you have plans to reach out to Canada's First Nations?
Well, thank you, Anna, for that. And I get that question a lot. By the way, this telecast is reaching a lot of people from the First Nations of Canada, and we are so happy that so many from coast to coast from the First Nations are responding to this program, calling, ordering material, and sharing testimonies and prayer requests. So wherever you're watching from coast to coast, if you're a part of the First Nations, I love you, and I treasure all the times that I've had the opportunity to minister the gospel among the First Nations across Canada, but also the United States, but primarily in Canada. And so we are, in fact, taking some steps here in the weeks to come and planning for some things as soon as we're able to do some things to reach the First Nations. Thanks for the reminder, Anna.
Awesome. And so our next question comes from Josephine. And Josephine says, I've been prayed over many times, yet have never been healed. How do I receive healing?
My answer is probably different than what you would get from most preachers. She says, I've been prayed for many times. She doesn't say there, Josephine, maybe it's just, you think it's just semantics, but you don't say, I have come to Christ many times, but he's never healed me. I think sometimes we have a problem with the prayer fixation. We say, prayer works. I believe in the power of prayer. Prayer will do it. I don't say that so much. I believe in prayer in the sense that I think it's a beautiful vehicle of communicating with God. I believe Christ works. So what I tried to do, I'm not saying this is going to cause everyone to receive healing right away, no. But I'm saying I'm trying to get people's attention off of prayer, as beautiful as we all agree prayer is, and get people focused on Christ. Christ. I don't believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of Christ, and that is why I pray. And so as I'm able to, in our campaigns around the world, to redirect people's attention from the power of prayer to look at Christ and say, Holy Spirit, help me to see Christ more clearly. There's a tremendous power in that. And so I hope that at least gives some food for thought there, Josephine.
Wow, that's great. And so our next question comes from an email that came in, but they asked to remain anonymous. And they asked,
it must be a dangerous one.
So they asked, why do you focus so much on reaching out to Muslims?
Well, first of all, I don't know if I focus so much on reaching out to Muslims. I guess it seems like we focus on reaching Muslims because hardly anybody else in the world is doing it. So I guess we do it more than most, which doesn't mean very much. Muslims make up about 1.7 billion, 1.8 billion, 1.7 billion of the earth's population. And Jesus said, go into all the world And so we've done that. I've written a book, I think they can put it on the screen, My Muslim Friends, where I talk about how we reach out to Muslim friends. And so you can order that book. They just send the request on the text phone, and we'll send that to you. But we have found that when we present the uncompromising gospel, because I never compromise the gospel, when we present that in Muslim nations and some of the top not Muslim countries where we have been, among Muslims is Pakistan. We've been in parts of Africa where Islam is very strong, like northern Nigeria. You know, most all the Christians you know in Nigeria come from the south. We go to the north. Certain parts of East Africa, like Zanzibar, 98, 99% are Muslims. Many parts of Indonesia. Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim country. So we've seen tremendous success, and we've seen just many, many people come to Christ.